Welcome to the 2021 Union Teacher of the Year celebration. Although we can't be here all together as one big group, I am so happy that collectively, in spirit, we are here together to celebrate our Union Teachers of the Year.
Sandy, it's great to be here. Even though this isn't our preferred venue, we'd rather be together with everybody. It is the 2021 Teacher of the Year celebration that we're here to present to you, and I'm very, very excited about it.
Charlie, you are 100% correct. In just a few minutes, we're going to be at one of your school sites to announce our new Union Teacher of the Year. But you know, before we do that, let's take a trip around the district so we can celebrate what all of our teachers are doing. You know, if I never hear the word unprecedented again, it will not be too soon. But I can tell you that our teachers have been working tirelessly in an unprecedented way. And it's that can-do spirit. I don't hear I can't do it.
All across the district, we've had teachers, we've had administrators, we've had other staff members that have gone above and beyond to make things as good for our students and our fellow staff members as possible. I have to say, I think about some of the folks, Melody Cole, who is one of our great teachers at the 6th, 7th grade center that I was very blessed to get to work with. She went the extra mile in making sure with her students that they talked about hope. Melody would start the day with her tribe family at the school to discuss 3 things they're grateful for, to talk about the hope in their life. And they all knew that hope was not just a wish, it was something that they could work towards and something that they could accomplish.
Exactly. And Tracy Weiss at Peterson Elementary, she can't say enough about her entire staff. You know, Charlie, they made a video every day to tell the students how much they really miss them. And they also like to play jokes on each other. They did this during the winter holiday season. They were hanging ornaments in each other's rooms. I heard there was a blow-up Santa that would surprisingly appear. It sounds like a lot of fun. I think they were just working on their team spirit.
A lot of things. You look at Ochoa Elementary. They made more home visits over the shutdown, visiting students, making sure that they were able to have the distance learning and the virtual learning and be able to be successful. And Rita Long gave a huge shout out to Jose, their building engineer, for all the work that he did during this really difficult time. So that whole team, we're going to hear about that throughout our discussions about all the teamwork that happened throughout our district. Very, very proud.
Absolutely. I have a quote from Marla Robinson, senior class principal at the high school. Teachers have found wonderful ways to reach their students. Flipped classrooms, flipped lessons, Canvas studio recordings, small group Zoom meetings, oral tests, and more that we just can't mention.
Sandy, it's impossible for us to name everybody that has done such a great job. Kendall Roberts at Grove Elementary, she's a PE teacher, but she volunteered help passing out meals, and then she'd leave that and she'd go and record her PE classes, and she would spend time on videos with students. And we had staff at Rosa Parks that gave up their lunch and their planning periods just so they could have chat rooms with the kids so the kids could get together and meet. How do you do reading intervention at the elementary virtually? Well, our media specialists and our library specialists at Ochoa both, they figured it out, or at Rosa Parks, they figured it out and did a great job with that and meeting the needs of our kids and what they needed during this time.
Awesome job. A quote from Danica Bushyhead, assistant principal at the 8th grade. I'd like to recognize Kelsey McAfee for not only reaching her students by making her lessons engaging and fun, but also through their hearts. She is also focusing on helping the student grow from the inside out, which is evident through the relationships she has built with her students. Her loving and charismatic attitude is inspirational, and we are thankful to have her at the 8th grade center.
So another name that comes up is Rose Lambert. When I sent out for a request for volunteers to do meals this summer, Rose responded back that she would work every day. And Rose, quite often, 5 days a week, was out there, whether it was rainy or whether it was hot, passing out meals to our families. And you know, throughout the time, we passed out almost 1 million meals, and that couldn't have happened without all the help of all these people. So not only was Rose doing that, but she also set up a way for our students that were virtual to come pick up library books and to check those out and be able to take those home. She was part of the laptop distribution and the pickup, and she set those things all up trying to meet the needs of what our kids needed and our families needed. And can't say enough about her and all the things that she did during this time.
Mrs. Pennington at the Rosa Parks Early Childhood Center wanted to thank numerous people. On her list, she has Sonia, Lena, another Sonia, Haruko, Letitia, Karina, and Marina. They are the incredible behind-the-scenes ladies. In fact, with drop-off and pickup, instead of being inside this year, they've been outside every single day to escort our itty-bitties into the classrooms. They do this in the rain, in the sweltering heat, and of course now in the freezing cold. On top of all of those things, they also are taking on more cleaning responsibilities for DHS requirements. Kudos to these ladies for doing all of that. Specifically, Ms. Pennington says, you are all champions meeting the needs of our kids. Now, let's meet some of the champions, other champions at Union Public Schools, some of our site teachers of the year.
Hello, my name is Sarah Nelson and I teach kindergarten here at Moore, and I've been doing that for about 10 years. I love what I do, I love my students, and the hardest part, I would say, is waiting so long to see how my students turn out, because I'm where they start. My first group is 9th graders now, and just seeing the people that they're becoming and what they're turning into is just so amazing. We have been together a lot more, and that's made kids feel more connected, which has been good, and we eat together, which we've never done before. Just having that family connection and just the conversation that happens during a mealtime together is just really great, and so that's something for sure that I'll continue even after this year. My goal is to make sure that kids know that they can become great things and to help get them started on that right path, and so I just love what I do, and I'm honored to be our Teacher of the Year here at Moore.
My name is Jonathan Sternmiller. I teach English Language Arts at the Union 8th Grade Center. This is my 4th year to be teaching English. I didn't get into teaching until I was in my 30s. I was a student minister before I was a teacher. They are really very similar, and so it was a natural fit for me, and it helped understand a classroom a little bit better. I love working with students. I knew within a semester that I wanted to go ahead and teach. I coach in the spring and the fall. My building is full of coaches that get the job done, that teach first and then are coaches. And so I want to break that stigma of, hey, you can coach sports but also be a really good teacher. I love kids. I look forward to their future, and so I just want to be here to cheer them on and see them do great things.
Hi, my name is Kate Hare. I've been teaching 7th grade science at Union for 7 years now. In 7th grade, actually, I fell in love with science. Mr. Twinson was my 7th grade science teacher. He was hilarious. He always made up these little rhymes to help us remember things. I think humor helps, compassion, understanding where the student's coming from. Really, I teach science, but more than that, I teach, how to be respectful. I teach how to be kind. I teach study skills. I teach a lot of other things, not just the science content. I am teaching on a laptop, and I have learned lots of tools on my computer that I never knew. I think that has made me a better teacher. I love teaching at Union. It's a great district.
Hello, my name is Erika Van Den Berg. I teach at Rosa Parks Early Childhood Center. I've been teaching for 4 years. I'm used to families coming into my room every day, bringing their children in, so that relationship I create with the family, with the parent, is usually really easy. But now this year I had to learn new ways to virtually connect with the families, but it's worked out really well. I feel like because I've taken that extra effort, I actually have closer connections to them and their children than before even. I love teaching, I love working for Union, I love Seeing kids that are 3 years old be able to come in with no school experience a lot of the time and become independent, capable constructors of their own learning. It's really awesome to see the development that happens from the beginning to the end of the year, so it's really cool.
Hello, my name is Rebecca Peterson. I teach pre-calc and calculus at Union High School. I've been teaching for 12 years. I'm an immigrant to this country. My dad is Iranian and my mom's Swedish. I was born in Sweden. We immigrated here when I was about 4. I very much understand what a lot of our students go through not speaking English at home. I feel such a bond to the Union population because we are such a beautifully diverse population. This job is, I think, more than a job. It's my calling and my passion, and I just love what I do. I love that I get to be with teenagers all day. I think they are fun and funny and inspiring, and they make me so hopeful for the world because I know that they are going to continue to make their corner of the world a better place.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Harwood and I teach 3rd grade at Bovers Elementary, and I've been teaching here for about 4 years, but I've been here for 5. I interned here and then I filled a long-term sub here, and then I was blessed with the position in 3rd grade and I've been here ever since. I love it here. My daughter goes here. I moved into the neighborhood in 2013 and I thought, wow, I would love to work at this school. And I wasn't in college at the time for education, but I thought, it's just so lovely over there. I love children, so it kind of motivated me to go to school and teach in a neighborhood that I lived in. It's just been a wonderful experience. I love kids, and that's why I'm here. I'm here to love, advocate, and I just feel like ever since I was 6, I knew I wanted to be a teacher.
Hi, I'm Courtney McCartney, and I teach English and do college and career advisement at Union Alternative, and I have been teaching for 12 years. I think to be an outstanding teacher, you have to love people with your whole heart. I teach at Alternative, and that's what my students need more than anything, is for me to love them. Teaching during COVID is a challenge. I've learned that I'm a lot more flexible than even I thought I could potentially be. I think it's really given me a chance to connect with the kids more one-on-one, and it gives us that common thread of we're all struggling with this together, so I think it helps open them up. It's actually been a really kind of rewarding experience teaching during COVID. I'm just super thankful to have this support system at Alternative to help me be the best teacher I can be.
Hi, my name is Ashley Brown. I am a language arts specialist at Rosa Parks Elementary. I have been at Rosa Parks for 7 years, my entire teaching career here at Union. And this year I'm a virtual reading specialist. I started my career as a kindergarten and 1st grade teacher, and I know a lot of the students in the building. I love walking down the hall and somebody's like, "Hi, Miss Brown." I'm like, "Yeah, I taught you," either in my classroom or as a reading specialist. I want to support teachers the best I can, either support them with their teaching of reading, in administering assessments, teaching reading to their students. One of the reasons I wanted to be a reading specialist was so that students could see themselves as a reader and know that when they can read, they can do anything.
Hi, my name is Keith Will Buffington. I teach government and Oklahoma history at Union Freshman Academy, and this is my 5th year teaching. My parents were missionaries, mostly for education programs and beliefs. Getting to live in another country where I got to see the impact of education, or lack thereof, and seeing how powerful it can be. So I was really inspired to make a difference that way. I think an outstanding teacher is made by somebody that encourages the students to take ownership of their education. As soon as the kids learn that their education is theirs, then the world's just open with full of possibilities. I want to thank the administration and team here within the Freshman Academy. I think it's a really united building, more so than where I've been in the past, and just think that community that we have can do a lot of good for these kids.
Hi, my name is Tina Frederick, and I teach STEM at the 6th grade center here at Union. This is my 21st year to be teaching. I constantly am telling my kids, we can't control COVID, but we absolutely can control our response. We have a thing in my room that says E plus R equals O. The event plus your response equals the outcome. We can't control the event, but we absolutely can control our response, and that affects the outcome. Through the course of the year, I will have around 600 kids. They're still impressionable and still learning, and there's still so many new things that they haven't heard before ever, which is awesome as a teacher to get to present, but they're also not too cool for school. They're just awesome. I don't know, I love middle schoolers. I have the opportunity to impact a lot of lives here, and they impact me right back. And so what a blessing to get to do what I do, and for as many years and in the district that I've gotten to do it in.
Hi, my name is Hannah Jimenez, and I teach special education at Cedar Ridge, and this is my 6th year. I was worried when we came back that it would feel sterile and that it would feel like this unwelcoming environment. But kids are still kids, and they're still interacting, they're still connecting with their teachers, with each other, and it's been really amazing to see that they've figured out ways around the limitations, even though yes, they have a mask on and they can't play with the same toys and they have to, kind of play with each other from across the room. They're still connecting, and it's amazing. Just because they have cognitive limitations and physical limitations, they deserve to have such a great education with a teacher who is truly dedicated. I love what I do. I love my kids, they're my family. I want them to succeed, I want them to excel. I stay awake at night. If they have something going on that's a problem, then they're like on my mind all the time.
So here we are at Ochoa Elementary, one of our newest schools, and very excited. I want to say congratulations to all of our site teachers of the year. In a year when we've really learned to appreciate the things that we didn't get to do, like family get-togethers and just hugging some family members and just things that we've missed out. One of the things that it has done is to help me realize just how much of a family that we have here. And I can't be more proud of the group that's been selected this year to represent the sites. I know that all of you have to be so proud because your peers have nominated you and selected you for this distinct honor. And really being named Teacher of the Year at your building is one of the greatest honors that a person can receive. And I am thankful to you as part of my Union family, and am thankful to be working among the best of the best. So thank you.
So true, Charlie. We also want to thank this year's selection committee for Teacher of the Year, led by Johnny Williams. We had a number of hardworking individuals on this committee. Thank you specifically to Brittany Hamilton, Stacy Romerman, Heather Federline, Gart Morris, Cassie Lisinski, Mike Fields, Glenn Howard, Ryan Haney, with Manhattan Construction, and Darren Burns, our Union Schools Education Foundation president. Being on the selection committee is no easy task. They need to read all of the portfolios, they conduct individual interviews, and then on top of all of that, they have to select just one. I can't imagine just selecting one from this large group. In fact, this year, more than ever, it was so difficult. The task is simply difficult and arduous.
Yes. Well, we also want to thank a few other people. I want to thank Colson Siddiqui, want to thank Bree Willard, Karen Howard, Amanda Wilson, and of course Chris McNamara, who has had the responsibility of filming us. And I will say that some of the actors involved in this have been a little more difficult than others, but we'll thank you, Chris, for putting up with both of us. We also want to thank our Board of Education. It's been a tough year on everybody, and I have to say that regardless of what has happened, there has never been any doubt about their commitment to our kids, their commitment to our leaders, their commitment to our staff members, and we thank them for what is oftentimes a very thankless job, and we appreciate that they continue to keep their focus on what they believe is best for our students and for our staff. So thank you to them.
Absolutely. Finally, we are extremely thankful for our Union Schools Education Foundation, led by our Executive Director, Shay Ludwig, and President Darren Burns. They are the backbone to our organization.
Well, one of our favorite writers and education professional development leaders is Todd Whitaker, and Todd Whitaker once said, to have great schools, you have to have great teachers. Well, we have a lot of great people that are supporting this Union team. Adaptability, Amy Smith at Bovers could not rave enough about how her teachers have been adaptable during this whole process, yet keeping their focus on what is in the best interest of their kids, and really just a true commitment to teaching, and that's what makes us great.
Just like Tina Guerrero, Cedar Ridge's building engineer, she deserves recognition. She's constantly cleaning everything and smiling at the same time. A big thank you also to the nurse, Andrea Rogers. She's actually a nurse on wheels. The students don't go to her, she goes to the students. What a clever idea, I love that. She also calls parents when the students are home ill. She calls and checks on them just to make sure that they're doing all right. Absolutely behind the scenes, we have Cherie McNulty and Molly Myers, receptionist and secretary. They go out of their way for the families, the teachers, the staff, pretty much everyone there. They are always smiling and doing whatever it takes for the students.
Sandy, Bovers, you mentioned heart, right? And Jarman's principal describes Paige Bergen as a lot of heart. In fact, she says that she is the heart of the school and has a servant's heart and always goes above and beyond to help others. The principal states her positivity is admirable and I want to be like her when I grow up. So what more can you say? Also want to give a great shout out to some of our paraprofessionals, just to name a few at Jarman. Miss Reddy, Miss Cheek, Miss Bautista, and Miss Eason. Those folks stepped up and covered classrooms when we didn't have people to supervise our kids. They stepped in and took over those classrooms and were able to provide supervision for those kids. But not only that, but the love and the teaching that our kids needed during such a difficult time. So hats off to them. What a great group.
And don't forget what Lindsay Smith said about her school nurse, Nurse Joy. This is actually her first year to be at Moore Elementary. Prior to Moore, she's been at a few other elementary schools. You know what, Charlie? Our school nurses are actually on the front lines for our schools. They have to answer questions constantly, not only from the teachers, from their principals, from other administrators, from us, we're calling them constantly, but they are nonstop answering questions for our parents, and we need them so badly. Nurse Joy does a top job doing this at Moore Elementary. In fact, she's a joy to work with.
So Sandy, with every story, it makes me more and more proud to hear of the great things that our staff members are doing, and not only for each other, but also for our students. One of the groups, also Darby, the fourth grade virtual team, and Kristen Robinson, and what they're doing to make sure that our kids that are at home with the virtual learning are getting the best experience possible. They continue to be a resource for our students and our parents and other staff members as we provide these services. That nothing but positive adulation towards these staff members, and the parents are so appreciative of what all they do for their kids. So thank you.
And Jennifer McKnight wanted to give a shout out to her virtual teachers who have become experts in new learning platforms, numerous new learning platforms. Also to the in-person teachers who have had to implement all of these safety protocols that Charlie came up with. Teaching and learning with our students has taken on a whole different look. In fact, everybody has to shift at a moment's notice. She also wanted to recognize some other people deserving of recognition. Her front office, the school nurse, Tina Roach, her site secretary, Cherie Jordan, and receptionist, Natalie Martinez, and her assistant principal, Tedria Charles, have been amazing with COVID tracking. In fact, I understand that some of them are going to go to medical school and become real doctors.
8th grade principal Michelle Cundy also talks about one of her staff members and really her entire staff and the job that they've done. But one person that really sticks out is Monta Ewing. Monta works as hard today as she did 40 years ago when she got into the school business, and I can say Monta is one of the best bosses I have ever had. Monta is one person that keeps students first, keeps what their needs are at the forefront of every decision that we make. And you know, she's one of those folks that If there was a Teacher Hall of Fame, we would not only have to put her in it, but we would likely need to name an entire hall after Monta Ewing, because she is an unbelievable educator and somebody that we just couldn't do without. So thank you, Monta.
Yes, sir. That's the Union way lived out daily, Charlie. Just like the teachers at the Union's Alternative Academy, they work tirelessly to connect with their students and have their students feel a part of our family. They want to strengthen the relationships and make certain that they know that there's someone there for them. I love that sentiment. It reminds me so much of this next group of Teachers of the Year that we are going to recognize.
Hello, my name is Bethany Daramo, and I am a first grade teacher here at Clarke Elementary School. I have been teaching at Union Public Schools for 4 years. I love to travel. I love to work with children anywhere that I am, so I've enjoyed working with them in cities around the world, including Uganda and Honduras. I think it did prepare me for my job here. I love working with English language learners, and so being able to work with those students internationally and here at Clarke Elementary is something I have really enjoyed over my past few years here. I absolutely love teaching. It's my biggest passion in life. I love coming to school every day and seeing my students. My favorite part about being a teacher is building relationships with my students and their families. And I feel that I've really done that over the past 4 years I've been at Union.
My name is Stephen Moran. I've taught for 35 glorious years here at the high school. I teach a course that is known as Advanced Physiology. It helps prepare those amazing students I get to work with that have dreams and ambitions of being medical professionals and doctors. I'm a Union graduate. I have to admit, I took a course, anatomy and physiology course, here at Union High School, and I was fascinated. And so then I got to the point to where I decided I would like to share this passion with others. I cannot think of another time in our lifetime where the medical profession, we need good doctors. We need good nurses. I'm just glad and fortunate that I'm able to teach a class that can help these students become part of that team that we're relying upon right now.
Hi, my name is Claire Williams. I teach 5th grade at Grove Elementary. I'm teaching virtual this year, and this is my 8th year teaching. This is only my 4th group of students because 2 of my groups I kept for 3 years each, and then the other 2 groups I only had for 1 year. And I've jumped around from 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I like elementary because they are curious and everything's still kind of new to them. They have a lot of sweetness to them, and it makes school fun because of even some of the funny things they say. You don't always get the humor with the older kids that I enjoy. One thing that I've really learned is that while virtual has been a pretty smooth experience for me, it's definitely been eye-opening to how much I really like being in the classroom. I still feel like I have relationships with my students, but it's not the same. And so I am definitely looking forward to being back in the classroom when we can do it.
Salutations, my name is Marina Nelson. I teach at Anderson Elementary. I teach 3rd grade. I enjoy teaching. I enjoy the fact that I am a part of the education system. I enjoy the fact that I have the opportunity to share my skills, my knowledge with my students. I also gain the opportunity of growing with them and learning with them and helping them be the best that they can be. I grew up with the idea of education is the key to success. It's the one thing that no one can take away from you. I love that, and I remember that as a child growing up, from leaving the Caribbean and being in America. I love the Union family, the students that come into the classroom, and the families that I get to meet. I meet so many different people.
Hi, my name is Kathy Odell. I teach math at Union High School. The subjects I teach are trig, algebra 3, pre-calculus, algebra 2, and I also monitor the online pre-calculus class that's from TCC. I've been teaching for 42 years. I come from a teaching family. There are like 15 immediate cousins, aunts, uncles, my mom and dad, my sister, all of us teach. I enjoy being with my kids so much, and that sounds a little bit crazy in a way, but it's the reason I get up every morning, is to come in and be with them and spend time with them, and to teach them a little bit of math. I know that in 10 years, they're not going to remember the quadratic formula. They're not going to remember that, but they'll remember how I treated them. And I think that that's the most important thing in being a teacher.
Hi, my name is Emily Mose. I teach at Darby Elementary 4th grade, the reading and writing, and I've been teaching for 4 years. I went to Cedar Ridge Elementary and my 5th grade teachers really encouraged me to become a teacher, and so I ended up going to college to become a dentist and did not like it and went back to teaching, and here I am. I think the students getting up and moving around helps them learn and it helps them encourage other students. It's different for them sitting at their desk all day. I don't think that's best for them. I am blessed with a really good team and a really good school. My teammate, we've been teammates for 4 years, and she's helped me through everything that I've been through, and she's encouraged me through everything. So I'm very lucky to have her as my teammate, and I love my job.
Hello, my name is Kimberly Kiker. I'm a teacher here at Darby Elementary, and I teach art. I've been with the district for 10 years. It's a blessing doing what I do. Being the only art teacher here can be difficult because I'm the only one that does what I do, but I get to see the kids for 6 years because I'll start kindergarten and I'll get to see them through 5th. So seeing that growth and that progression that they make is one of the most rewarding parts of it. Absolutely. You know, kids energize you. They keep you honest, they keep you laughing, they like building relationships with you, and they can be your biggest stressors of the day, but they're what keep me going. I still have to learn as a teacher. If you're willing to listen to those people that have been around you and doing it for years, the growth and the possibilities are endless. So I am the teacher that I am because of the teachers that surround me.
Hi, I'm Carly Odell. I am a 5th grade teacher at McAuliffe Elementary, and I've been teaching for 5 years. I love poetry. I am actually a published poet, and I also teach poetry to incarcerated women at David L. Moss. When it's not during pandemic times, I actually go to the jail once a week and help facilitate a poetry writing workshop there. Poetry really matters to me, and I love getting that opportunity to share it. I care deeply about my students, and I also care about the community of people that I work with, and I believe it's important to model the things that we ask kids to do. We're like a leader in me school, so setting goals and living in a way that our lives have integrity. And so I think that I try to do all those things in my personal life.
Hi, my name is Amanda Grunberg, and I teach kindergarten at Ochoa Elementary. This is my 10th year of teaching, and this year I'm teaching virtual kindergarten. I think with virtual learning, I've really had an opportunity to dig into explicit instruction. What makes a great lesson? What engages kids? Really working on my skills of what am I leaving them with at the end of each lesson that they can transfer on somewhere else. The part I miss the most is seeing them truly just, toys everywhere, watching how their thinking unfolds. The mess of all the art and all the glitter and the glue. I still see their learning. I have evidence of their learning. It's not as hands-on as I would be able to have in person. I just really enjoy everything about the process of learning and the experience of there's always more to learn.
Hi, I'm Liz Jenkins. I'm a kindergarten teacher here at Jefferson Elementary, and I have been teaching kindergarten here for 10 years. I am a union lifer in the truest sense of the word. I've been here since kindergarten, went all the way through my senior year, and then I started teaching here too. So I've only ever been at union. Kindergarten's pretty fun. They have lots of interesting things to say, and they keep everything exciting. No day is the same. I love my job. I love being at union. Consider myself part of the union family, and it's been a very important place in my life. So I'm just very, very blessed to work here and at Jefferson with all these amazing people.
My name is Allison Harvey, and I'm the media specialist here at Bovers Elementary, and this is my 6th year teaching. After I graduated, I went and worked at Disney World for their college internship program. I did that right before I started teaching. You get to make somebody's day, and seeing kids get so excited about being at Disney World really was what inspired me to know that this was fun for the time being, but also that I knew I wanted to be a teacher because I knew that I really cared about kids and what they were doing after they left the park. I really have enjoyed transitioning into the library from being a classroom teacher, and I love that I've been able to work at Bovers for so long. We have a really awesome community and really great staff here, and I love that. I think that it creates a really great environment for the kids, and so I feel really honored that they picked me to be the Teacher of the Year this year, and I just love being able to inspire kids to read.
Sandy, I don't know how they picked just one teacher of the year out of that group right there. What an amazing, amazing group. You know, Bethany Harper was talking about Kathy Page, one of the virtual teachers, and just talking about how she's, just like everybody else, has done things over and above what her job was. She's delivered things to the students, provided lessons virtually to the kids. And when we look at the quality of that instruction, it really is amazing on how well that we've been able to, in such a short time, provide students with a great virtual learning experience.
I know, Charlie, our Teachers of the Year all live by a very high standard. We rise by lifting each other up. That's why they were chosen. They live and teach by example. Just like this story from Union 8th Grade Center's principal, Michelle Kendi. She says about Tamara Dancy, she maintains a continual positive spirit inside and outside of the classroom. She is so able to look at the very best in every situation. In fact, her smile and laugh are contagious all the time.
There's no job too big or too small for any of our team. Alicia Ewing from Clarke Elementary talks about one of her employees, Karina. She says, Karina is the first face you see and the first voice you hear when you come by or call Clarke Elementary. She doesn't just stay within the confines of her job description, but she comes alongside whoever has the need at that time to assist in any way that she can to lighten the load of someone. I can't even count how many times I have seen her pull right alongside a family and help them navigate through the newness of virtual and distance learning. She even trained herself to be ready for any technology, login, clever, seesaw, whatever, question that a family may need support on, and she lends a helping hand without reservation. She is a true asset to our Clarke family and a pillar in the community that bridges the gap between home and school.
Rob Harris says that science teacher Mardell Thomas does the same thing, building relationships and knowing our students' stories. In fact, he goes on to say, Mardell really takes Union's social emotional pillar to heart. She truly asks the question, what happened to the student? Not what is wrong with the student. Mrs. Thomas never hesitates to ask for guidance on ways to reach students in a positive manner in order to provide a loving space for her students to learn and grow.
When we spoke to Shana Harris at Jefferson, Shana was complimentary of her entire staff. But one of the things that she did talk about was our community school coordinator, Scott McCrary, who wears many hats throughout the past year. He's not only been a tech support for our families, delivered materials to households, made sure families that needed it had food, and delivered devices to people's homes. He even helped out wherever in the building was needed, and at some point was even taking attendance calls and checking on kids and families to make sure that the kids were okay and coming to school. We cannot celebrate our Teacher of the Year without all the others who have worked so hard to make this the very best possible situation in what has been a very difficult year. Sandy, I can't thank you enough and our other team, and I am more appreciative of you and everybody that I get to work with every day, and this year has been one of those things that has shown me how lucky I am.
Charlie, that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. Can you repeat that? On a serious note, Charlie, you did say those things so nicely. We also want to thank Brittany Hamilton, our 2020 Union Teacher of the Year, Union District Teacher of the Year. She has represented our district so well. We are thankful for her professionalism and her leadership in what she has done. So, as we get closer to our final destination, let's take a few moments to visit Brittany in her classroom.
Hi, I'm Brittany Hamilton, and it was an honor to represent Union as the 2020 District Teacher of the Year. Last year when I won, I wrote a poem called A Mountain Resides Within Me, and it described how each of us have a mountain of strength and resilience that remains in us despite life's obstacles and challenges. I had no idea how real that poem would become in 2020. Everything that we considered to be constant became shaky and uncertain, and that poem just became something that I really held close to home. It can be easy to look back at 2020 and focus on all of the things that were canceled or postponed or lost, but this year was not in vain. Every teacher, support staff, and administrator was a constant example of resilience for our students. We were living examples of how to be brave, to go through challenges and uncertainty. And we showed that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not have all of the answers. But each day that we show up, we model for our students how to endure through heartache and pain and loss and fear. And this year just was not wasted. We grew in areas that really matter, in the areas that really count. And just our lives spoke volumes for students more than we can ever imagine. And I hope that as we continue on through this journey together, that we will continue to focus on the mountains that reside within us, and that we would pour into ourselves as we pour into others. And I just hope that we will never forget or neglect the mountains of resilience and strength that reside within each of us. And now let's hear from our superintendent, Dr. Hartzler.
I want to first of all start off by saying congratulations to all of our site teachers of the year. You truly have distinguished yourselves among your peers, and we congratulate you on this amazing accomplishment. You are awesome. I want to express my gratitude to all of our staff members within our union family for how we have responded throughout this pandemic. I have been so impressed and amazed at how responsive our employees have been in taking care of our almost 16,000 students in our families. From child nutrition, providing well over 1 million meals throughout the pandemic was an amazing feat, and I know there were many, many folks involved in making that happen. To teaching and learning in terms of quickly developing a distance learning plan for us and a virtual learning plan. Truly a heavy lift on their part, and I'm very appreciative of the work that they've done. And certainly to our teachers who have been so committed to this work and providing a quality, yet at the same time very nurturing and caring learning experience for our children. I'm truly grateful for that. To our transportation, to our support services, and to our administration, and certainly to our courageous board members. They have had to take on, in my opinion, some of the most difficult decisions that I've ever seen a board take on in my 35 years in public education. So with that said, again, I just want to express my sincere gratitude to all of you for looking out for our kids and for really making the best of really a most unfortunate and challenging situation. We will get through this with time. And as our motto for this year states, that we just have to keep pressing on.
All right, let's go do this.